this wave of housing demand in India. Are you expecting it to continue, though, at the same kind of a growth clip for your business itself?
Great to be with you this morning. We believe that the housing market in India is set for a once-in-a-lifetime journey, which will be an upcycle for 10 plus years, maybe 15 years, driven by what you mentioned, the strong demographics. More than 100 million households are going to be becoming home ownership capable over the next 7 to 10 years. And this will be the single biggest home ownership transition in the free world. Combined with the strong, good affordability, good mortgage availability, and the strong consolidation on the supply side, we expect growth to keep on moving in the same trajectory. We're guiding to 20% pre-sales growth for the current fiscal, and we expect that run rate to continue for the next few years.
And do you think that, we've seen what's been happening with the banks around the world, particularly in the US, in terms of the tightening of credit conditions. Do you think India's insulated? Because obviously credit growth is going to be so critical to then having people borrow to then get into the houses that you're talking about.
The Indian banking system, and for that matter, Indian corporates, are very differently placed from the West. India didn't have as much fiscal stimulus during COVID, and overall the economy and the balance sheets are in a very strong space. The mortgages have performed extremely well, even during periods of difficulty for the general economy, for the lenders. And therefore, there is a keen desire for lenders to grow their mortgage books. The mortgage to GDP ratio is amongst one of the lowest in the world, and therefore there's a lot of headroom to grow. So the Indian housing market's very different from the rest of the world. It ran up only about 8 to 10% in the 2 years during COVID, when the rest of the world ran up almost 30-40%. And before that, between 2014 to 2020, Indian housing actually was quite weak, where the rest of the world was doing well. So Indian housing just has a lot of catch up to do in general, plus combined with the growth, the real growth in the Indian economy, the strong state of our banks, and the overall transition from low income to mid income, which generally tends to be housing led and also benefits housing.